So the film starts in 1980. This was the time when people used to be afraid of robbers. Because after stealing people's goods, the robbers also took their lives. Just like a robber named Parmis does now, he, along with his partner, kills 3 people here and then loots all their belongings. After finishing their work, these people moved on and reached a place where enclosures had been made with wood and human skulls were hanging here and there. Before Parmis and his friend could understand anything, someone attacks Parmis's friend. There was a human bone attached to the upper side of this arrow as well. Parmis also wanted to save his friend, but he died on the spot. There was also the danger of attack. That's why he soon ran away from there and came to his city. Parmis hides all his loot. But unfortunately, the sheriff's assistant had seen him doing all this, and he came and told all this to the sheriff, whose name was H. He said, "I think Parmis is a robber," because he was hiding his stuff. Both of them decide that if this is the case, then they will catch Parmis. Hunt comes outside with his assistant to where Parmis is sitting. They did not catch him as soon as they arrived, but Hunt first sat down and began asking him questions regarding his work. And when he saw that Parmis was nervous, his suspicion turned into certainty. Before he could catch Parmis, Parmis got up and ran away from there. And to stop him, the sheriff shot his gun on his legs from behind and stopped him there. He got injured and fell here. Now because all this work happened in front of everyone outside, so everybody came to know that Parmis was a robber. Here we see a man named John, who, upon seeing Parmis injured, is worried for him and goes to the city to find a doctor to help him. There was only one doctor in the town, and we were shown that her husband was also seriously injured. Her leg was badly injured and she was treating it herself. But now, since it was an emergency, she takes permission from her husband and comes to the police station with John. When I came to the police station, I saw that the situation was much worse than that, but Mrs. Legg was injured more severely than she had thought. It would take her almost the whole night to treat it, and even after that, she would not be able to tell when it would be all right. The doctor gets on with her work, and the scene cuts to a boy on the other side. He was going to his farmhouse for some work, when suddenly, he heard the sound of horses running fast. When he went to check, the scene before him was quite strange. The person in front of him at this moment didn't look like us at all. Before he could think anything and run away from there, these people caught him and killed him very brutally by injuring him at various parts of his body. Actually, these people had come chasing Bernice. These people were actually cannibals. That is, they ate human flesh. Well, it's morning and we see the sheriff at our house. A man comes to his house in a panic and informs him that he has seen a man dead in the fields and that his body is in a very bad condition. He says that I also went to the police station to report all this. But when I went there, I saw that there was no one there, not even prisoners. The chef was shocked to hear this, but he still went to the fields first. He checked the body of the boy who was now dead, and then he went to the police station and saw there that everyone was really missing. While investigating the same police station, he also finds an arrow from there, which belonged to the same cannibals tribe. The sheriff had no idea about this, but he knew that there was one person in this place who would tell the truth about this, and that was the professor. Before taking the arrow to the professor, he goes to the doctor's house and gives the shocking news to her husband that his wife has disappeared from the police station that night. Hearing this, her husband was shocked. The sheriff tells him, "Do not be afraid, I will trace him." The worried Arthur now started chasing the sheriff. He came out where he found the professor. He showed this arrow to the professor, and after seeing it, the professor also became worried. The professor knew that this arrow belonged to the cannibal tribe. The professor tells everyone that the people from the cannibal tribe catch, kill, and eat humans. Whoever goes to them does not return alive, and if the people of that tribe had captured people from here, then it meant that their entire town was in danger. First, he will kill and eat these people, and after that he will come to this town again and again for his prey. Everyone got scared after hearing this. The doctor's husband cared only for his wife. He wanted to save his wife at any cost. That's why he decides to accompany Sheriff on his mission. In this mission, these people are going to go towards that cannibal tribe to save all the people. They sat on their horses. It became night while we were walking. These people were also tired. These people decide about sleeping here. John had quite the idea of traveling this way. John had put a wire around the place where the people were sleeping at night so that if anyone tried to come towards them, they would wake up due to the sound of this wire. This wire also rings at night, but there was no one there except the animal. Their journey till here is quite peaceful, and the next morning, they start their journey again. And it is seen that the injury on the leg of the doctor's husband, who already had a bad leg, starts getting worse. He started getting infected and was in a lot of pain. Sharif even told him that if he wanted, he could stop his journey here, but he was not ready to stop and continued traveling with them. When nightfall comes, they have to stop their journey again. Something very strange is happening to them tonight. Two people start coming towards them, to whom Hunt shows his gun and tells them to stop right there. If you have any weapon, then throw it down. But these people said no, we do not have any weapons. Despite saying this, he continued moving towards them. John suddenly shot and killed them both from behind, and Hunt became angry after realizing that he had killed innocent people. But John said that since we have embarked on a journey, we cannot take any risks. What he said was right. When these people went closer and checked those two men, they were actually robbers, and they also had weapons. If John had not killed them, he would have killed them. These people can now sleep tension-free. But today, maybe his luck is bad. Once again, they attack the Luterians and secretly loot their belongings. He was also taking away their horses. But John's horse, which was very loyal, was not ready to go with him. So they injured that poor horse badly. And when John and the others, who were knocked unconscious by the robbers, regained consciousness, they were shocked to see all this. John was very sad to see the condition of his horse. He was the only friend and companion he had in that world, and now John could not see him in so much pain. That's why John shoots him and ends his suffering and pain. It was now morning. They had to continue the journey. But without horses, the only option left for them was to walk. But the doctor's husband's leg was very bad. He could not walk much. That's why everyone else tells him to stay there and also gives him a painkiller. Now, since Arthur, the doctor's husband, was left behind, as these people proceeded on their journey, they kept leaving their marks with stones behind, so that as soon as he recovered, he could follow them and reach them. After walking for some time, their journey finally ended. These people had reached the cannibal tribe, which was their actual victim. As soon as they reach there, the first thing they encounter is a cannibal, whom Hunt shoots with his gun. Hearing the sound of the gunshot, more cannibals come here and start attacking them with their strange weapons. With these strange weapons, these people did not even know how to fight those cannibals. John was very badly injured. John was no longer in a condition to fight. That's why the sheriff and his partner leave John there and also give him a gun for his protection. It was seen that John was very brave. Before he died, he shot and killed 3 cannibals that came in his way, and then he himself. Here the sheriff and his companion, who were cleverly going to enter the cave of the cannibal tribe, were caught by them. They take them away and lock them up in a prison, where other people were also imprisoned in the jail in front. But there were only 2 of them. The sheriff asks, "Where is Parmis?" So the doctor told that these cannibals had killed and eaten him, and now only we 2 are left. Hearing this, the sheriff and everyone else panicked. Meanwhile, a cannibal came here and called everybody here with his strange whistle, after which he got him out of jail. Her clothes were removed and 2 cannibals held her by her legs and tore her apart mercilessly. These people get scared by this terrifying sight. They were not able to understand what these people should do, but still, the sheriff was hopeful that Arthur, i.e., the doctor's husband, would definitely come to save them. The doctor asks, "Where is Arthur?" So Sharif told that he was coming with us to save you. But the wound on his leg got worse. He started feeling pain so we left him on the way." Hearing this, the doctor became angry and started shouting at them. "How could you do this to him? How can you leave him in such a dangerous place?" The sheriff tells him that this is not the time to fight. This is the time to fight together. The sheriff asks the doctor how many cannibals are there here. So the doctor says there are 15 to 12 cannibals here. Now, since we had seen that John had already killed 3 cannibals outside, so about 12 remained here. Now, to get themselves released from here, these people make a plan. The sheriff had wine in which these people mix their minds and start fighting among themselves for it. When cannibals see this, they feel that this is not wine but something very precious. That's why they snatch it from them and drink it. This wine was drunk by 3 cannibals at this time, and all 3 died after drinking it. And the sheriff's plan worked. Cutting from here, we are shown Arthur, who has somehow managed to crawl his way into the cannibal drive cave. As soon as 2 cannibals saw him, they started attacking him. But before that, Arthur shoots and kills them both. After which, he dragged them towards them and saw that they had a strange whistle in their neck, through which they used to call their other companions. He saves the man's whistle himself, which brings in more cannibals, and he shoots them too. This means that Arthur had killed many cannibals. Now only Cherop cannibals were left, whom these people had to fight. We are shown a scene inside the cave, where the leader of the cannibals finds out that the sheriff had cleverly played a game and killed 3 cannibals by giving them poisonous wine. He angrily drags Sharif out to take his revenge. He makes a ruthless cut on his stomach and thrusts the wine bottle into his stomach. Before he can do anything worse to her, they hear a gun shot from outside. Arthur actually killed a cannibal with this gunshot. All the cannibals come out of the cave to see this, except one. The remaining cannibal places his foot on Hunt's neck, and Hunt pretends to grab Hunt's foot and throws him down, then lands on top of him and kills him. The cannibal who had gone outside was now killed by Arthur, after which Arthur dragged him inside this cave. He met the sheriff here and told the sheriff how many cannibals he had killed. The sheriff estimated that there were only 3 cannibals left here, and he too was about to die. "Do one thing. All of you run away from here, and I will kill these 3 cannibals from behind." This was a very emotional scene. These people did not want to leave their marriage but were helpless, after which all 3 of them started coming out from here, and they came quite far away from the cave, and then they heard the sound of 3 gunshots, which meant that the remaining 3 cannibals were also killed by the sheriff. It is shown that in the end, the sheriff himself died taking his last breaths, and after killing all the cannibals, only these 3 survivors were left, who courageously freed the rest of the town from the threat of these cannibals. And this movie just ends here.